A lot of these motherfuckers start saying shit. They start talking shit. They say certain things in order to avoid saying what we all know. What we all know, but some of us don't want to actually acknowledge. And that is the fact that by saying some of these things, really what you're saying is, I don't want to fight this motherfucker. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be in this situation, but y'all are making me be in this situation. But really, I don't want to fight this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's really what duck language is. It's I don't want to fight this motherfucker talk. Because I feel like I'm not gonna win. I feel like I'm gonna get my ass whooped. Because yet again, if I knew I was gonna whoop somebody's ass, you could give me $1. You could pay me 55 cents. If I knew I was gonna whoop somebody's ass, it wouldn't be no problem. It wouldn't be no issues with me fighting whoever you, him, or anybody wanted me to fight. Because I know I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna whoop this person's ass. No big deal. But the issue comes about when I have my doubts about whether or not I could win a fight. I have my suspicions that shit ain't gonna go the way I feel like it might go or it should go. I need more money because I might get my ass whooped, and me getting my ass whooped kind of fucks up my career. That's when you hear certain shit like that being said. So my first ever so popular duck phrase, okay, is who has he fought? Who has he fought? One of my favorite duck phrases of 2021. Who has he fought? Now here's the thing about the who has he fought shit, right? The who has he fought shit is only really comes majority from the fans of the fighter. Because I feel like fans can be ducks too. Because at the end of the day, as a fan of a fighter, I don't really give a fuck who somebody has fought at the end of the day. My only concern is this person gonna be a legitimate challenger for my guy as a fan? Is he gonna be acknowledged as a legitimate challenger for my guy? Is my guy gonna get full credit for beating the shit out of this guy? That's my only concern as a fan. That's my only concern as a fan of whoever my fighter is. Okay? Anybody who watches my channel, you know I got my guy. My guys are Andrade and Crawford. Those are my guys. If people want to see a fight between Andrade and this guy or Crawford and this guy, and the first thing I say is, who has he fought? That's some real duck pussy shit. But here's the thing, you hear other fighters parroting the same shit. But at the end of the day, you see them do shit that doesn't really line up with who has he fought. Canelo Alvarez fought Yildirim. Bitch, who has he fought? Who has he fought? Teofimo Lopez is about to fight George Kambosos. Bitch, who has he fought? In all of your favorite fighters, we can go all the way down the fucking list. There's gonna be at least 5 or 6 million of the motherfuckers on their resume who we can all ask that question, who have they fought? But yet we continue to get this pussy shit over and over again where bitches want to say, who has he fought? Who has he fought? Bitch, who has Yildirim fought? Who has these other motherfuckers fought? How do you justify them getting a fight over another champion in the division? So that's the first one. The first puss ass duck phrase is who has he fought. If I'm a fighter, I give two fucks about who you fought if I know I could whoop your ass. If I know I could whoop your ass, you could have fought Jesus. If I know I could whoop your ass. But if I'm feeling doubtful in my abilities, if I feel like this is going to be high risk, if I feel like I might get clipped, then maybe I might want to inquire as to who you fought. My boy Light Lit It Up says it's totally irrelevant who he fought because he's trying to fight your favorite fighter. Abso-fucking-lutely, Light Lit It Up. Absolutely. He wants the smoke. He's looking for the smoke. What's the fucking problem? It wouldn't matter who he fought if you knew you could whoop his ass. Like it didn't matter who Yildirim fought because Canelo knew he could whoop his ass, as we saw Canelo whoop Yildirim's ass with little to no effort. So who has he fought is nothing more than fucking duck language. Duck language. All right? Duck language verbiage number fucking 2. He messed up the contract, as we saw from Gary Russell. Gary Russell said that Devin Haney messed up the contract. Gary Russell said that it was things on the contract that was fucked up. Gary Russell said nobody would sign this type of contract because the contract was fucked up. Well, Gary, if the contract is fucked up, guess what needs to happen in order to get the contract to a suitable, to a desired way that you need it to be in order to move forward with a fight? A dialogue takes place. Contracts are sent back and forth. That is the purpose of negotiations. That is the meaning, that is the reason why people negotiate. Because this person want to do some shit, and then this person want to do some shit. So what we do, they get in the middle and they figure out some shit that works between the two people. The definition of negotiation. My boy Light Lit It Up says, Gary needs to stop that. I lost a lot of respect for him last year. He was one of my favorite fighters. Me too, Light Lit It Up. I fucked with Gary heavy. You remember when Gary went on his little tangent and he was calling people out? He was calling people out. Hey, shout it. You remember Gary? All that attitude, all that smoke. And as soon as Devin Haney said he was ready for the fight, all of a sudden Gary had a whole new tune about what the fuck was going on. All of a sudden, Gary needed to make sure all the particulars were sorted out. He needed to make sure that all the details were right, but instead of doing it a legitimate way, instead of actually negotiating the terms of the contract, Gary totally dismissed the idea of a fight with Devin Haney. Gary totally dismissed the idea of a fight with a Devin Haney. Who seriously does that if they want to actually fight somebody? Who seriously dismisses a fight, dismisses a negotiation if they're actually, in fact, trying to fight? I told y'all I'm a realtor by profession, right? If I had a listing, if I had a contract, somebody sent me a contract to purchase one of my properties, right? And I didn't like the terms of the actual agreement. Would I be doing my job if I just said, well, fuck this, I don't like it? No, that would be some bullshit. Why? Because even though I don't like the terms, I can get the terms to a point where I actually like them in order to move forward with the deal. So it would be some bullshit for me to get an offer and then fucking tear it up into pieces and dismiss it like the shit never actually fucking happened. My boy Light Lit It Up says that would be a good fight too. I don't know who would outpoint who the other. Absolutely, it would have been a great fight. It would have been a high speed It would have been a high-speed chess match. Two elite fighters going at it. It would have been a high-speed chess match. It would have been very entertaining because Gary throws a lot of punches and Devin Haney likes to counterpunch. Devin Haney would have been trying to catch him up in exchanges. It would have been a great fight. But Gary avoided the fight in general. And here's the other thing, right? Like, lit it up. Here's the other thing, right? So, one of the big talking points that Gary said, one of the big things that he said that was the reason why the fight actually didn't happen was because of the fact that he said that he didn't have a long enough camp. He didn't have a long enough camp in order to get into the ring by a certain time. Well, guess what? You don't necessarily have to fight next. You could negotiate the fight after the next fight. In other words, the fight doesn't have to be the May fight. It could have been the September fight. You could have negotiated for a fight that 2 fights from now, 1 fight from now. It didn't have to be the next fight, but you totally weaseled your way the fuck up out of that negotiation on some real pussy shit. Duck language. That's really what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Duck language tactic number 4. Doesn't bring any money or fans. Again, if I was confident I could whoop your ass and I had a fan base, right? Especially if I'm somebody like a Canelo or a big star in the sport, some of these like these motherfuckers claim they are, and I knew I was guaranteed a check of X amount of money. Why in the fuck would I care whether or not you bring money to the sport or not? Whether you bring money to that particular fight or not? I would give 3 shits. Because I know no matter what, I'm going to get paid. But number 2, I know I'm going to be able to whoop your ass. Your Dirham didn't bring money to the fucking to the fight. He doesn't bring money or fans. Kambosos for Teofimo Lopez doesn't bring money or fans. But still, those fights ended up happening for one reason or another. Why? Mainly because whoever these dudes are, they're confident that they could beat their ass. So it doesn't matter whether or not they have a fan base. It doesn't matter whether or not they deserve a shot. It doesn't matter whether or not they bring fans or money, because I can whoop their ass. Therefore, I don't care how much I really get paid. Therefore, I'm good with making the fight happen. But guess what? If I feel like I'm going to get my ass whooped, I'm going to need a little bit more money on the top. I'm going to need a few extra million in order to get this done, because I can't be just getting my ass whooped for free. Ass whoopings are more expensive than me whooping ass. I can whoop ass for free, but you got to pay me to take an ass whooping. That's literally what the fuck that is. Duck language. Duck language. And to cap this motherfucker off, because we don't always have duck language. Sometimes we have duck tactics that play a role, which will be another live duck tactics, okay? Overpricing yourself. Overpricing yourself. Manny Pacquiao said he needed $40 million in order to fight Terence Crawford. Who the fuck has $40 million for Manny Pacquiao? Who has $40 million for Manny Pacquiao? But he was going to get the $40 million. Teofimo Lopez needed $10 million in order to fight Devin Haney. You remember when he said that goofy ass shit? Remember when T.O. said he needed $10 million in order to fight Devin Haney? The bitch just made $1.2 million to fight Lomachenko. He's getting $3 million now to fight Kambosos, but he needs $10 million in order to fight Devin Haney. You explain to me how the fuck that works.